Alright guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video, and here we have a very quirky guy. This is the fat transforming Janemba unit. He starts out in sort of the big Janemba version, and then we get transformed into Super Janemba. I think Super Janemba was a very fun villain, right? He didn't have a lot of screen time, right? But like a lot of the techniques and stuff Janemba used, very, very fun. So Janemba is very popular villain for that reason, right? Now, we were all excited for a transforming Janemba, and I would say they absolutely missed the mark hugely, which is so disappointing because he's extreme tech. Like, they refuse to just give extreme tech, like, consistent great units, right? Like, this Janemba, again, he has the potential. He can be really good defensively in a lot of difficult events and stuff like that, but it's just... Man, this guy requires a lot of luck. He's just quirky. It's just annoying. Like, I've found, like, it's just frustrating using this Janemba, quite honestly, a lot. He has a pretty bad link set before he transforms. I mean, after he transforms, he has one of the best link sets in the game, you know, but it's, we'll get into it. Let's just jump in. So, all right. I mean, for starters, here's why Janemba is very annoying, right? So, Janemba has no key links, which is not good. Duh. Now, with no key links, that means he's relying upon key from either support-type units or from his own passive. Janemba gives extreme class allies 2 key and 30% attack and defense with 4 or more type key spheres. But here's the problem. 4 key spheres is not common or easy to come upon. Like, it's... I don't know, like, that's not, you need orb changing, basically. Like, it's just, it's frustrating. Then, like, you compare him directly to Pikkon, since they came out together. With 1 rainbow orb, Pikkon gets 4 key, right? Why does Janemba not get that? I don't know. Because Janemba doesn't have key links. So that would be a very good addition to this Janemba, right? To where, like, you know, okay, you can't get the 4 type orbs for a support type ability, but you can still get a rainbow orb and thus get him a super attack, because a rainbow orb could give 4 additional key like it does with Pikkon, right? It's unfortunate. Janemba does also get 30% damage reduction with 2 rainbow key spheres, but I mean, that's not even the most common either, unless you're going to have rainbow orb changes. So Janemba's at 2.76 right there. I mean, honestly, that's not the worst ever, considering he is a defensive wall. Like, he does guard. He raises defense on super attack, so his defense is even higher than the number we saw right there. His defense is, you know, 30% higher than that, because he gets defense on super attack. But again, it's just I don't know. He's very quirky, and again, I feel like you're gonna find yourself very often not being able to get a support type buff, and also not being able to get the damage reduction. I just, off the top of my head, there's just not that many rainbow orb changers that are like extreme class units. Like, I think about it, and I just can't think of that many. Like, you know, there is like Angel Frieza. You know, there's Int Android 13, but it's like, he sucks. You don't want to run him. Oh, okay, this is actually pretty good. We'd have a lot of links active right here with Android 13 present as well. So we'll go into that. I'm going to keep aiming at Gohan, because Gohan, of course, dodges all attacks, which is very useful. Not able to get the 2 rainbow orbs again. But what is Janemba's defense right here? 230k. That's really good. That's super good, right? 230k defense right there. Because he's getting 30% defense on super, and then he's guarding. But, I mean, we're getting 50% support from Kid Buu. Android 13 is not supporting Janemba. Remember, Android 13 supports, you know, that thing. Androids. Alright, so Janemba's link set. Innocence, which, obviously, he does not have on this right here. We have More Than Meets the Eye as the second link. 15% attack. He's getting that from Kid Buu. We have Metamorphosis, which is a great link. 5 HP 5% HP regeneration, 10% attack and defense, super good. Next, he has Master of Magic, the other link not active. And then he has Nightmare, Big Bad Bosses, and Fierce Battle. He has a lot of attack links. Honestly, actually everything. Every single link Fat Janemba has is an attack link, actually. It all gives him attack. Alright, so I mean, he'll definitely break over 3 million right here with, you know, 200 and 80k defense or something like that while guarding. I mean, this is a highly impressive turn for Oh, yeah, that's real impressive right there. Again, 3.5 million, and, like, there's nearly... Ooh, damn, Android 13. Dude, Janemba and Android 13 together, they link up very well. That's pretty good by Android 13. Again, my Android 13 is full level 10 links. I'll get to the video on him soon, but that was pretty impressive by Android 13. He's able to get up that high. I mean, I guess there was a ton of support, and that was a good linking partner for Android 13, right? Because 13 was getting the 50% support from Kid Buu, and he was also getting the 30% support from Fat Janemba, right? Okay. All right, so Broly's going to finish off Fidel right here, and then we can go ahead and move on to this next turn. Now, remember, in order to transform with Janemba, you do have to receive 5 attacks, which is just not very common. I mean, here we are in turn 5, and we've been hit, what, twice? Is that it? We've been hit twice in turn 5? I think, right? Unable to get... So we haven't gotten 2 Rainbow Orbs a single time in this run. We're not able to get his passive either. Yeah, so I guess we'll just do this. We did not get Janemba's support type passive. What is his defense? Still 200k, very, very good, right? And then, of course, Ki is not an issue on this rotation since Kid Buu's giving 2, Turles is giving 3. Over 3 mil right there. I mean, with his support type passive would be very better. Remember, if you're able to get 2 Rainbow Orbs, he then has 30% damage reduction. I mean, when you combine guard, 30% damage reduction, and 200k defense, he's invincible, right? But it's like, it's easy to show these big numbers in Dokkan events like this, but like, it's, I'm telling you right now, Janemba, his support type ability should have been free. The way Janemba should be changed is like this. So, as he is right now, here, let me pull up his unit. I'll tell you what Janemba does and what he should have done. So, Janemba's passive, 120% attack and defense start a turn. He guards all attacks. Extreme class allies 2 Ki, 30% attack and defense with 4 type Ki spheres. And then reduces damage sweep by 30% for 2 or more rainbow Ki spheres. Here's what it actually should be. It should be 120% attack and defense, same. Guard all attacks, the same. Then it should just be extreme class allies 2 Ki and 30% attack and defense, that's it. Then he should get 4 Ki with 1 rainbow orb, and then 30% damage reduction with 2 rainbow Ki spheres. So in order to fix Janemba, Fat Janemba, you get rid of his orb restriction for his support type buff, and then add in that he gets 4 Ki on a rainbow orb. That makes him way better. The other problem with Janemba too, this is unacceptable in this day and age. 3 category teams? What a loser transforming Janemba is. 3 category teams. Come on. Alright, so now we're over here on Transformation Boost / Terrifying Conquerors. Again, dude, if Janemba just had his for free support type buff on this team, oh man, would that be so helpful. We're definitely going to have to get a nice long look at Super Janemba as well. Again, it's pretty tough to get the Super Janemba. I don't feel like you're going to see that too often. Again, it's the same sort of requirement that like Jiren has and Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta have. I just feel like those can be very inconsistent. Like you can get, it's like, almost like Broly's active skill, right? Where you can get super lucky turn 1, wow! But it's like, that's not typically what happens. Actually, wait, 2... That's it right there. That's the 5 hits we need. Actually, if I put Janemba right here, we'll be able to use Super Janemba next turn. Okay, so he has Big Bad Bosses and Nightmare with Cell. And then with Cooler, he has Metamorphosis, Big Bad Bosses, and Fierce Battle. So, okay, we'll leave Cooler on rotation. Cooler, of course, is giving 20% attack and defense, or 30% attack and defense and 2 Ki to Janemba. So, notice that Janemba will easily be able to get super attack right here. Now, I would be able to... we can get his double... We can get the double rainbow orbs for the damage reduction right there. If I put Janemba out of the first slot, I could have gotten his support type buff, right? But, again, like, I guess it's like Janemba as a Dokkan Fest that's only, like, 3 months old on JP is, like, designed to be, like, a floating unit. It's weird. Like, I don't know. Like, you could probably set up I hope Hit doesn't stun him, by the way. Just don't stun him, Hit, for me, please. I mean, it'll still be fine, because we're going to get the, we'll be able to use the active skill next turn anyway, but... Okay, yeah, it's like, because with Janemba and Paikon as, like, floating characters, we're not going to get the active skill, because he did finish Hit off right there. But as floating characters, you would be able to get, their orb passives probably a little bit more consistently. I love how I brought Super Janembas in each, I brought a Super Janemba in each of these runs we've done so far, and they've started out opposite Janemba, so we're not going to get them next to each other. I'll go into a long event after this. I might go into like an Infinite Dragon Ball History stage, so we can get a look at Janemba taking a lot of these hits and actually being able to transform. Again, occasionally in Super Battle Road, you can see it. Like, you know, that's something you'd be able to do in like the God event as well, but like, if you're going to take Janemba into the God event, you probably don't want to even transform with him. Like, when I did the God event video with Janemba, it's transforming with Janemba is when I died. Like, it's like, oh, okay, great. So, it didn't really work out so well. Alright, so with Cell, we have Nightmare and Big Bad Bosses. So, I mean, this is good, right? Okay. This is one thing that's unfortunate about Dokkan right now, is they're releasing all these Dokkan Fests. Videl, Kid Trunks and Goten, Janemba, Paikon, all of them get huge buffs from their 50% support type units. All of those characters, the 50% supports, work so good with those Dokkan Fests, right? And that is such a bummer for a large majority of the player base, because the 50% support type units are like actually the hardest units in the game to get. So that's such a bummer. But like, look at Cell. Cell comes up on rotation, and then, oh, here you go. Bam. We easily can get his damage reduction ability with the Rainbow Orbs. We got his support. He's up to 236k defense. So right now, Janemba's guarding, 236k defense. He gets 30% defense on super attack, and he has 30% damage reduction. So he's basically invulnerable right now. He cannot be touched. And now we could use the active skill next turn as well. Can't be touched. He needed 3.37. So see, like, you know, on these teams drenched in support, like, yeah, you can get some good rotations with Janemba for sure, but, you know, you have a turn that starts out and no orbs, and unfortunately our boy doesn't look quite so good. All right, Hit. Please stun Cooler. If Hit can stun Cooler for me, that would be exquisite. Because, again, I do want to transform with Janemba next turn. I don't want to finish Hit off right here. Damn it. Okay, good. Well, okay, now he's going to stun Cooler when it doesn't matter. Okay, so now that we've taken 5 hits with Fat Janemba, we will be able to activate his... Oh, Janemba, 4.26. Are you kidding me? Well, no, it doesn't look like we're going to get to activate his active skill after all. Oh, good. Okay. If Cell doesn't double super here, we're good, and we can actually transform. Alright, so anyway, after he gets hit 5 times, you can transform with Janemba into Super Janemba. Now, the problem with Super Janemba, by the way, I brought this Angel Frieza. He is an orb changer. That can be pretty good as well. Angel Frieza, right? Rainbow orb changer, very helpful. Here, I'm going to do this to unlock my rotations as well. Let's just transform with Janemba to Super Janemba, and then I'll talk about what he does. Now, it is a pretty big shame that we have Janemba transforms, but not one of his Super Janembas with him, because the two, like, you know, this Janemba has the same link set as both of the other two, right? Like the Int and STR one, so we share the exact same link set. It's also unfortunate because Janemba has to be in slot 1 right here, so we're going to lose out on a lot of links. With Cooler, he's got what? I think this is... So we have Brutal Beatdown, Metamorphosis, Big Bad Bosses, and Fierce Battle. Now, Janemba also gets 40% extra attack with 3 type spheres. And then he also gets a 50% chance of dodging with 1 Rainbow Key Spheres. And then when, like, at the start of turn, Janemba will randomly change 1 type of Key Spheres. Let's use Physical for this example. Into either another typing of Key Sphere, or Rainbow. So, like, at the start of turn, he would change physical orbs into either STR or Rainbow. Or at the start of turn, he'll change tech orbs into AGL or Rainbow, right? It's a good ability. It'll allow you to get, like, his, like, abilities, like, often, with ease. It's funny, if you made Fat Janemba a Rainbow Orb Changer, he goes from being, like, so disappointing to, like, a god, right? Like, Rainbow Orb Changing is so powerful, but Janemba has it locked behind this very inconsistent transformation condition. He's at 228k defense right there, Janemba is. And he gets 30% defense on super attack, and he has 50% chance to dodge, but he no longer guards, which sucks. And there he is doing a 4 million attack stat. Pretty good. All right, so let's hop into a longer event so we can go ahead and get some more gameplay with Janemba. And then, of course, also have Janemba next to another Super Janemba would be good as well. All right, so we're over here in a longer event. Over here, we should be able to get a good scope of what Super Janemba is capable of doing. Oh, look at that. Perfect. We got exactly what we wanted. We got Janemba's full passive active. We got the Rainbow Orbs. So on this turn, Janemba is going to have like 300k defense, guarding with 30% damage reduction. Again, one of the Gods of Destructions would barely be able to touch Janemba. On this turn right here, again, one of the Gods of Destruction in that event would barely be able to touch Janemba. Barely. 3.59. That's very ultra powerful. But again, like, that's a golden rotation for him, right? We have Kid Buu, we have STR Cooler, right? It's very easy for any unit in the game to look good on a rotation STR Cooler and Kid Buu. That is one of the things we do have to keep in mind there. I guess I'll just leave this Cooler here. See, I hopped into this Infinite Dragon Ball History stage. The problem is that this first stage might be a little bit too easy. Because, again, I do want Janemba to get hit the 5 times so that we can actually go ahead and transform with him. But it still might be a little bit inconsistent. So we'll probably do this next turn with the 2 Janembas next to each other, Fat Janemba and Super Janemba. I just wanted to show that turn and how criminal it is that they made it to where Fat Janemba and Super Janemba have 0, like, key links. I hate that. Because Super Janemba gets 3 different links. He gains Shocking Speed, Brutal Beatdown, and Fear and Faith when he transforms, which makes his link set, like, again, probably the best link set in the game. Like, between him and, like, you know, in Super Gogeta, I'll have, like, the 2 best link sets in the game or something like that, right? So, why Fat Janemba... Like, I understand why Fat Janemba doesn't have Shocking Speed, right? Like, yeah, that's okay. But, like, why doesn't he have Fear and Faith? Like, that would have been so good, right? And you want to know who else has Fear and Faith? Can you take a guess? Janemba has a category... He leads a category team, by the way. Corroded Body and Mind. Did you notice that I did not use that in this showcase? Do you want to know why? Because no one runs that team. No one runs Janemba as a leader. I did a Super Battle Road run with him, and it took me like 20 minutes to find a Janemba. Like, you don't see them very often. But the answer to who else has Fear and Faith is a category member of Corroded Body and Mind, AGL, or any Rose Goku Black. All of them. The Int Rose Goku Black, the AGL Goku Black, the STR Goku Black, and even the Tech LR Goku Black and Zamasu. All of them have Fear and Faith. So that would have... It literally is too perfect. But they're like, nah, let's not put Fear and Faith on him. That's stupid. Let's give him Master of Magic. That's important. It's really important that he has Master of Magic, right? Like, that's so important. It's not. It's stupid. It's asinine. All right, so let's get this rotation right here. Thanks to Kid Buu, both of them will be able to super attack. Again, they have 4 links right here. They have Fierce Battle, Big Bad Bosses, Nightmare, and Metamorphosis. Remember that STR Janemba is ridiculous, though. So it is a very powerful rotation. All right, so after this, I am going to teleport until we're ready to transform again with Fat Janemba into Super Janemba, right? And then we'll get a couple of turns look at Super Janemba once we can transform. All right, I was going to skip ahead, but this is a rotation I kind of want to get right here. So, again, we have 50% second form Cell. I guess this is actually the same sort of rotation, now that I think about it, as the last one, right? Because Cell is also giving 50% support to Janemba the same way that Kid Buu was, but Cell is just also creating, whatchamacallit, Tech-type orbs to make it so that Janemba's support type ability is easier to get. Again, the 50% supports with some of these newer Dokkan Fests work really, really well. All right, guys, so here we are in turn 12, and we have the active skill. Now, when I talk about sometimes some of these skills being inconsistent, talking about shit like this, people go, look, I got Broly's active skill on turn 3. Yeah, show me the couple of turns where you got it on turn 9 and turn 10 and turn 11, right? Like, that does happen. Hello, it does. All right, so, I mean, this is basically the ideal setup for Janemba, right? We have all 7 links of his active. We have 50% support second form cell. I mean, Janemba's going to be at nearly 300k defense. Actually, I think he will be, like, basically at 300k defense after he super attacks. We are going to get the 3 type orbs to give him the extra attack buff as well. So let's see this right here. So these are the 2 Janembas. Pinnacle of power. Like, it's such a shame that Janemba... Like, if Janemba was just, like, a turn 4 transformation, that would be nice. All right, so Janemba has 50% chance to dodge. Then he shoots out the 4.75 million attack stat. Now, he does raise attack and defense on super attack. So an additional would put him over 5 million if he did get an additional. So there we go. And then there's STR Janemba at 3.27. So, Tech Janemba. Again, like, I feel like in this video, he looked good in this video, right? But it's just like, you know, this is just like one of these level 10 link showcases. Like, I have, like, overloading with support and stuff like that. Like, to really get a good look at him. And it's like, yeah, he looks so good. But it's like, when you don't have orb changers around, when you don't have support type units available for him to, like, really, like, assist him, you end up with a lot of turns with Janemba where you're just sitting there, you're not super attacking, you're not getting his support type buff, you're not getting his damage reduction in his fat form, and then he's just sitting there like a small, stupid, helpless child. Fat Janemba is incapable of accomplishing or doing anything. It's very frustrating, right? So, I just, like, there's many ways they could have slightly altered him that would have made him a lot better. In this day and age, main Dokkan Fest units, who are, like, the big money makers, they should not be quirky like this. Like, this Fat Janemba should be, like, a free-to-play LR. Like, this is what, like, a free-to-play LR should be, right? Like, can be really good in a certain situation, but maybe they're a bit quirky because they're a free unit. But no, they, like, Janemba they made like this. Like, it's so weird. Like, I don't know. Let's do this rotation right here, and then we will finish up. Easily able to get the type orbs again, because Super Janemba is a like, he changes orbs when he first gets there. The other thing, too, that's important to remember is that, remember that Metamorphosis is a healing link. So the Janembas do heal when you're on rotation together, which is very, very good. So let's see what Janemba does on this turn, and then we will finish up the video. Even if Janemba would have to eat this, he should be okay. But he did dodge it. Remember that Super Janemba does not have guard. This is like the only Super Janemba in the game that doesn't have guard is this one right here. It's like they forgot to give it to him or something. Like, he would have been way better with guard, obviously, right? Because, like, you see STR Janemba has lower attack stats, and you're like, oh, wow. Like, dude, like, STR Janemba is better than the Tech Transformed one, for sure. Because he's got guard, he has dodge, he's got the same link set. I mean, you know, Tech Janemba does hit slightly harder, and he does have orb changing. The orb changing is really good, but I definitely would prefer the STR Janemba and the Int Janemba over the Tech Janemba, for sure. I think they're much better. So, let me know what you guys think. Again, my Janemba is full level 10 links, man. Like, that's him at his peak. No one runs Pikkon or Janemba as lead. At the very least, I would say Janemba's a bit more common. I'd say because he's, like, just such a complete defensive wall, right? So, like, in, like, a Super Battle Road stage or something like that, like, you can pretty easily, like, sort of get, like, a good rhythm going and, like, no item it or something like that, which is definitely very good. But Janemba is still a very, very wonkily designed unit. So, let me know what you guys think of our boy Janemba. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys next time.